Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. Now with Tyson Fury's trilogy rapidly approaching with Deontay Wilder, he has been talking about the possibility of fighting once more this year. Now of course Tyson Fury has been one of those fighters who has been inactive due to crowds not being available for the past year or more, but now they are coming back. He will be fighting Deontay Wilder. I would imagine that was a deciding factor in the reason why this trilogy fight didn't happen before, among other things. And we all know the situation by now, with AJ, with Wilder, the arbitration, all of that. That has come and gone. But it is interesting how he is still looking to fight once more this year. And I don't see why it should be anyone else other than Dillian Whyte, because if Tyson Fury wants to take a big fight, which I don't know whether he will or not, because I'm guessing that will depend on who he fights after that, going into 2022. There will be no more talk of AJ Fury this year, I would imagine, because I don't really see how it can happen. AJ is fighting on September 25th, so he will not fight again unless it's at the very end of December, and I don't even see that as a possibility. So AJ will fight again in 2022 after Usyk, provided he wins. If he doesn't win, then it will likely be Usyk again in 2022. But I would put Anthony Joshua as a heavy favourite going into that fight. Now, with regards to Tyson Fury, he could definitely face someone like Dillian Whyte for his voluntary, because I do believe that in 2022, a mandatory will be called, and for Tyson Fury, that will be Dillian Whyte. So if you look at it logically, if Tyson Fury has ambitions of facing Anthony Joshua in 2022, say after Deontay Wilder, then it would be a good thing to deal with Dillian Whyte as a voluntary instead of his mandatory being called in 2022, because if he faces Deontay Wilder, then faces someone else, whoever may be available, that is what he said, whoever is available during that period of time, that is who he will face. So if he deals with Deontay Wilder, fights someone other than Dillian Whyte, 2022 will roll around, and if the WBC are to do the right thing, they will call their mandatory, which they should, and that will be Dillian Whyte. So Undisputed again will not be able to happen due to a mandatory being called. Now, there is the possibility that they can ask for an exception, but Dillian Whyte is not going to be all that happy about waiting once again for his opportunity. So there could be some problems there. Of course, a good way around it would be for Tyson Fury to deal with his mandatory before he is even called and face him after Deontay Wilder. Having said that, I do not see that as a genuine possibility. Obviously Tyson Fury is going to want to face someone other than Dillian Whyte because he hasn't wanted to face him in the past for whatever reason. Maybe it's just because he doesn't want to give him the opportunity. It seemed like that last time around, and Dillian Whyte is obviously looking to plan his future over the next couple of months. So maybe someone like Jermaine Franklin, they are in negotiations now. Then there is talks of Charles Martin, Chris Arreola later in the year, and perhaps go after Fury when he is called as mandatory and not risk going through negotiations and trying to secure certain things, only for it to fall apart, like it did when he wanted to face Tyson Fury before, and they even got the WBC Diamond Championship on the line. Then Tyson Fury decided he didn't want to go down that route, so they're not going to want to do that again, and I would imagine that Dillian Whyte would prefer to ensure that he gets his opportunity at Tyson Fury, because it is called and ordered by the WBC. Nonetheless, it would be great to see Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte, especially if Tyson Fury is looking to take a voluntary later in the year. Imagine that. That would be a great statement for Tyson Fury to make by taking Dillian Whyte straight after Deontay Wilder, then looking to go in against AJ for Undisputed after that as well. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Tyson Fury still hopes to fight one more time after Deontay Wilder this year, provided he does not sustain any injuries or anything in that Wilder fight. Anyway guys, drop your thoughts on this in the comments below. Also leave a like and grab that subscribe button. Thanks guys.